Often when we speak, we join two words together to make one, like when we shorten I am to I'm. When we write something formal, like a job application, we are more likely to use the full words. But you can use shortened forms if you're writing something informal, like a note for someone in the family.
Hello. Oh, hi, Pat. Oh, that's a pity now. Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll let her know. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
If Pat is not able to come to the party, you might leave a message like, "Hi Lisa, Pat rang. She isn't able to come to the party." We take the O out of is not, replace it by an apostrophe, join the words together, and we get isn't.
Hello. No, she's not here at the moment. Yeah, can I take a message? Yeah, sure, no problem.
And if you want to leave the message,
Thank you.
do not forget to collect the cake. You can write, "Don't forget to collect the cake."
Hello. Oh, hi, Joan. How are you? Yeah, sure, no problem.
And this message is, "Joan doesn't know what to get you for your birthday. Any ideas?" You'll see short forms used in all sorts of places, like this brochure which asks, "What's new?" But be warned, apostrophes can be tricky and they might be used wrongly in something you see written down or printed. Check with your tutor if you're not sure.
Sure, I'll pass on the message. Mind you, I could make a suggestion, maybe get her an answer machine. Yeah. All right then, no problem. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye.
There are lots of parallels between Ireland and Poland. For example, the way that Polish people are having to emigrate now to find work and experience a different country is very similar to Ireland in the 1970s. Are there any other similarities, both of you, that you found while living here?
Starting from the very basic, we both like drinking, going out, great personalities, outgoing. So that's the
All
main
the positive
thing.
stuff. That's why we get on so well.
Our both we get on very well. I think it comes down to the fact that we got through the same kind of part of history. You know, loads of things has happened and they're quite similar.
You mean the way
English
we lived in the shadow of a bigger neighbour?
Absolutely. We were trying to fight with Germans and Russians and we both survived. Both countries survived. Yeah. So I think there is many similarities between
similar history. Beata, on the language, you were saying earlier that you came here to study English and to improve your English. Do you find that that's very important in looking for employment, that you have a recognised qualification in English?
In Ireland, I don't think so, that it's very important to have a diploma in FC for work. For employers, it's important how I speak English.
Okay, and they can judge that from listening to you.
Exactly.
I think you are focusing very much so only on the English language and the certificates that approve how well can you speak English. But if we talk about qualifications in general at work, I think they are very important. And if you're coming over here with a very good English or good English and you were a qualified person, you can get the job. What Polish people are lacking at the moment and why they ending up doing jobs that they shouldn't be doing because they are much better qualified is the fact that they are not brave enough. Okay. They keep saying, "Oh, my English is not good enough yet, I won't go for that job." And they ending up working in pubs, starting from even cleaning positions, only because they're not brave enough.
It's a language thing rather than qualifications.
So.
Do you think Irish people are making enough of an effort to welcome you here?
Irish people are very friendly for foreign people.
Are we still?
For example, I'm working at the moment at Irish pub. So I am surrounding every day by Irish people. They are so friendly for me. So I think really it's very important to be friendly, to be open for foreign people like Irish people are.
And because we have so many nationalities living here now from, as we said, Polish, Russian, Chinese, Nigerians, are they mixing together, the different nationalities?
It depends which nationalities. I think Chinese tends to, because the culture is so different, they like sticking to each other. What's happened with us, because our cultures are, you know, very similar, it's much easier to go out there and kind of find Irish friends and socialize and mixed. Although I find, which is worrying me, that right now, because there's so many Polish people here at the moment, they tend to come over and kind of stick to Polish because it's easier.
Okay.
And it's quite a sad situation, because I think you will never really get settled and get used to
Experience the country.
and experience the country if you don't go out there and, you know.
Socialising is of course very good for your language as well, and playing games.
Absolutely.
Chess is big in Poland. What about card games? Do Polish people like to play card games?
I think our parents, for some reason, I get that feelings, were much better at it. I remember, you know, the sort of friends of my mom and dad coming over every Friday and playing poker. I'm not too sure about the young generation. There's too many different games at the
Okay.
moment that and
They're too busy
internet kind of
going to
took
dances
over,
and to the pub by the sounds
well.
of it. Well, in the past few years, poker has become a national obsession here, and it isn't just about the money. Playing cards can be a great way to meet people, socialise and to practice your numbers skills. Here's a really useful guide to poker.
Card games have always been popular, and it's often a great way to pass the time socially with friends or while travelling. Nowadays, card clubs are gaining in popularity around the country, and a night out playing cards can be a great way to meet new people as well as having a bit of fun. One of the most exciting games of cards is Texas Hold'em. Colin Murphy tells us more.
Well, it originated in the States back some years ago. It was originally called Texas Hold'em because you hold two cards in your hand during the game, and that's now been shortened down to Texas Hold'em.
Players bet with chips that usually represent money, and different coloured chips are worth different amounts, which can vary from game to game. In this particular game, blue chips are valued at €1, green chips at €5, and black chips at €10. Players use these chips to bet on a hand while playing.
A pot is something that is a combination of all of the bets that have been placed by the individual players into the middle of the table. And the idea in poker is to win that pot, in other words, to win as many chips as possible.
Okay, guys, let's go. Small blind and big
So the
blind.
game starts with any number of 2 to 10 players. You start off with a dealer on the dealer button, and he deals everyone 2 cards. The person to the left of the dealer has to put out what's known as a small blind. It's a small bet. The person next to him puts out what's known as the big blind. Okay. After that, then players can either call that bet.
I'll call.
Or raise that bet.
I'll go 2 and I'll raise you 20.
Or they can fold their cards.
Wow, that's a bit too rich for my blood. I'll fold. I'll fold as well.
Once the dealer has placed 3 cards in the middle of the table, okay, you are looking to make your best poker hand, okay. Subsequently, there's another card placed on the table known as the fourth or turn card, okay, followed by a round of betting, and then the final card known as the river, and a further round of betting. From the 5 cards on the table plus the 2 cards in your hand, you're trying to make your best poker hand. The crucial thing to understand in poker is the value of the hand that you have and how it ranks in poker terms.
And how we get to know the value of a hand, you first need to know the value of the cards. Colin explains more.
A deck of cards is made up of 52 cards, which is 4 sets of what are known as clubs, diamonds, hearts and spades. The lowest card in any suit is the 2. So it moves from a 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10. And after that you have a jack. And a jack, although it's not an 11 as such, it's a higher than a 10 in terms of value in a poker hand. So after a jack you have a queen, again, which is higher than a jack. You then have a king, and then the highest card on the ladder, so to speak, is an ace.
You're 13.
In Texas Hold'em, the best hand is a royal flush, which is a king, queen, jack, 10, ace, all of the same suit. That's an unbeatable hand, and that's what's known as the nuts in Texas Hold'em. And it travels down then right down to a pair of something and down to an ace high.
That's a bit too rich for my blood. I'll fold.
You can still win the pot even if you have a bad hand, and you do this by bluffing.
Okay. Well, one of you should have called. I bluffed. I had nothing.
You were bluffing.
You don't always need the best hand to win.
How you evaluate a player is by watching his behaviour, watching his body language to determine whether you think he's got the hand he's representing by the bet, or whether you think maybe by a tick or a smile or a scratch of his nose that he's actually bluffing.
So why not try Texas Hold'em for yourself? It's a great way to practice your number skills.
Well, I don't think I'm ready to go out and play poker with James Bond just yet, but I might have some friends around to have a game one night. How long are you both planning on staying here now in Ireland? Do you have plans, or will you see how it goes?
Of course I have, but now what I need to improve my English, of course, and later. My ambition is to get really very good job in Ireland and finally to integrate into Irish society.
What about your plans, Isabella?
Well, yeah, I moved ages ago, and I loved it from the very beginning, and I moved when there was no Polish people here, so I integrated much quicker, I think, than anybody else who's coming right now, because I had to survive, and I love it. It's home at the moment. It's been 5.5 years, and as much as I love my country to bits and I get homesick quite often, I kind of cannot imagine living anywhere else.
So you're here to
So
stay.
it's, yeah, that's the
Great.
decision anyway for the moment.
Well, that's all we have time for today. We'd like to thank both of our guests for joining us, to Izabela Hudzicka and to Beata Pawluk. In the next programme, we'll be looking at how to apply for a new job and how to interpret news coverage about elections. In the meantime, though, here are the contact details to get hold of your free student workbook that goes with the series.
For your free student pack and workbook, free phone 1800 20 20 65. That's 1800 20 20 65. Or you can go online and visit www.rug.ie or write to The Really Useful Guide to Words and Numbers, care of Nala, 76 Lower Gardner Street, Dublin 1.